Today on Monkey Life. A family reunion for ring-tailed lemur Kaya. Low-ranker Arthur is left out in the cold when his pals get ices. And
My heart rate has just dropped.
heart-stopping moments on the operating table with chimp Pip. This is Monkey World in Dorset. Tucked away deep in the English countryside, it's the largest sanctuary for monkeys and apes on the planet. And this is Dr. Alison Cronin, the primate's best friend. Alison and her team spend their lives rescuing
These guys have a lot more spoiling to be done.
and rehabilitating primates from all over the world.
Oh, yes, I love you too.
They currently look after more than 240 monkeys and apes from 15 different species. The park was originally set up to look after rescued chimpanzees and now has 3 adult groups and the nursery. Yesterday, the primate care team were alerted by noisier than usual activity at alpha male Hananya's outdoor enclosure.
We heard a bit of a commotion coming from the back of the enclosure and everybody ran up towards the house, and we noticed that Pip had a cut above her knee. So we're going to have to give that some medical attention.
It looks like Pip has been the victim of an over-boisterous play session, but with so many adolescent male chimps around, it's hard to avoid the odd injury. It probably wasn't done on purpose, and it certainly wasn't as a result of alpha male Hananya getting overexcited, because his canine teeth have been capped.
Unfortunately, it is a canine wound, so it's gone quite deep and we can see some muscle there, so it's going to need to be stitched.
Pip was born at the park, but her mum, Cherry, one of the high-ranking females in Hananya's group, lacked the skills to care for her. Stolen from the wild, Cherry didn't have the benefit of learning from her own mum. She kept putting Pip down and going off to play. So Jeremy and the team had to take baby Pip away for her own safety. Jeremy hand-reared her along with half-brother and best friend, Ben.
Is that better now? Oh, good. Oh, who's that? It's your mate.
Eventually, they were both old enough to go into the nursery, where they settled in well with foster mum, Sally. When she graduated from the nursery, Pip made friends easily. Johnny and Tootie remembered her as an infant. And she behaved perfectly, acting submissively when she encountered her first alpha male, Hananya. She's feisty, brave and bright, and now at 7 and fully integrated into Hananya's group, understands the complex world of chimp politics. To prevent infection, Pip's injured knee must be stitched. The team have isolated her in one of the bedrooms, so she can be anaesthetised for the operation. Outside, Jeremy and vet Mike Nathan are preparing the anaesthetic.
No, just getting the dart ready for Pip so she can't see it. Yeah, that'll do. Right, all stand back because these are not my normal glasses. Hello, darling.
Darting any chimp is no easy matter, but Pip, always lively and quick to get agitated, knows something is up. Jeremy needs a clean shot. But with Pip constantly on the move, it's not easy. Half-brother Ben looks anxiously through the window from the outdoor enclosure. He can hear Pip calling. Jeremy hand-reared Pip and has maintained the bond. She stays close to him despite her fears and agitation, and Jeremy takes and lands the shot.
A little bit wasted, but very little. You good girl. Are we good now? Are we friends now? Eh? We're gonna be okay now? Good girl.
The tranquilizer immediately begins to take effect.
No. Yeah, just go to sleep, okay? We're good. No. Yeah. Are you okay? You're a very forgiving girl, aren't you? It's okay, I'll look after you. I'll protect you from the horrible man with the gun. Jeez.
But Pip is fighting the drug, and although she's drowsy, she doesn't fall asleep. Her high state of agitation may have raised her adrenaline levels and could be to blame.
She could have probably, well, I say another half a mil, because it's just not touched her.
Now she's sleepy, Jeremy can hand inject her to top up the medication.
That's taken her up to 3 milligrams per kilogram of ketamine, which is probably, you know, more give her a Avastin.
You want to put that on the report? She's had that?
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, I think she's gone. I think so. I need to go that way. Yeah, you can go that way.
Later, tension in the operating theatre as Mike gets to work on Pip's wound. Recently, Alison went to Belfast to pick up Kaya the ring-tailed lemur. Kaya had been bought as a family pet by Leanne and Adrian and their daughter Megan. But after the boisterous baby lemur attacked Megan and began to wreck the house, the family realised lemurs are wild animals and don't make good pets. Alison agreed to rehome her with the sanctuary's other lemurs. Now, the family have arrived at Monkey World to see how she's settling in. Kaya is still in an indoor enclosure, getting to know Fennel, the dominant female lemur. But the family are keen to see the outdoor woodland where she will eventually live.
It's nice, isn't it?
Oh, look, Megan.
all Kaya's new
For a
friends.
Santana.
That's where Kaya's gonna live.
The park already has 8 lemurs, 7 males and 1 female, and they're free to climb trees and roam throughout their 1-acre enclosure. They share it with Blue, the only ruffed lemur.
She's gorgeous. She's lovely. It's really nice.
She'll love it here.
There's plenty of them, isn't there?
How many do you see?
2. I mean 3.
There's more loads up.
A couple up the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 6.
I can see 7.
Only Kaya's new play friends.
Wild ring-tailed lemurs live only in Madagascar. Their tails are longer than their bodies, but unlike some other primates, aren't used as an extra limb. They can have 2 or 3 babies at a time and eat fruit, flowers, tree bark and sap.
I love the enclosure. I think Kaya will love all the space and having company with all the other lemurs.
No, she's never had this sort of space. And she's, you know, this is going to be completely new to her. You know, she's going to love it, so she will.
Arms. Right, Kaya's through here now. with
Kaya, the
Fennel.
ring-tailed lemur's former family, are on a visit from Belfast
Come on in.
and are about to see Kaya again for the first time in weeks.
Hi, look who's here. Hello. Who's here?
Hello, Kaya.
So she's doing really well. I mean, the introductions with Fennel went just excellent.
She seems very content. She seems happy with Fennel, and she keeps running up to Fennel, and yep, she's very, very happy.
I think a few things have changed. I think her diet's changed a bit based upon what you said to me.
Yeah. Yeah, she
How
was very
what did
content.
you have to do to get her to eat right?
Would have to steam or roast vegetables. She liked them roasted in the oven.
And did you have to hand feed her? Or
She liked it
Yeah.
off our plates, and
Yeah.
because I don't eat meat, then I would put a lot of food on my plate, and we would share. We'd have to share food, and then I could guarantee that she would eat vegetables, or she wouldn't eat them if they were in a bowl.
Or if we tried to give her things like rolling fruit up in tin foil and doing different wee things to keep her occupied, like we see you doing,
yeah.
she wasn't interested. She knew she was going to get it from us
Eventually,
anyway, you
yeah.
know. So,
So she was working you even as a youngster.
Yeah,
she was
she was
already
spoiled,
starting
you know.
to. Yeah,
Very
okay.
spoiled.
but now
Because-
she's starting to do all these wee.
I think that you guys have made a really good decision time-wise. You cared for her and did a very nice job looking after her. She's very fit and healthy, but you called it right. It's now the time when she needs to be with other lemurs, and she would have just gotten more and more aggressive.
She's loving being with another lemur, but Kaya hasn't forgotten 8-year-old Megan.
So what did you do at home to call her over?
I just sometimes do the lemur noise when she comes.
Like what? What's your lemur noise?
Wah! 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 Wah!
She's gonna be a popular lady.
All of the rescued primates at the park have to learn how to fit in with others of their own kind. Many of the chimps have led solitary lives as pets or photographers' props. But in the wild, chimp society is very complex, with a definite social structure and hierarchy. This carries over to chimps in captivity, and chimp life at the park is based along the same political lines. Alpha male Hananya grew up at Monkey World and, after a difficult start as leader of his own group, has now matured into the job. Today, the primate care staff are giving them homemade, low-sugar, fruit-filled ice lollies to keep life interesting. But who gets first choice and who has to wait for the treat is decided by the group hierarchy. Being alpha male, Hananya gets first pick. Peggy is one of the top females, so she secures 2 lollies and gets stuck in. Female Johnny outranks Tootie, and despite the fact that she already has a lolly, steals another. The lower-ranking female, Tootie, pursues from a distance in the hope of getting it back. But as she's not prepared to fight for it, she has to settle for leftovers. How high up the order they are can depend on a chimp's character, family history, and friendships. 16-year-old Arthur is way down the pecking order, and he knows it. With him at the bottom is Honey, who wouldn't dream of challenging Peggy for her ice and instead searches for scraps. It's a real change from her old life. She was once owned by the Crown Prince of Dubai and had 2 maids and her own wardrobe. Chimps don't generally share, so while the top chimps enjoy their ices, Arthur waits hopefully for a taste. At last, Honey's patience pays off. And finally, Arthur is happy to find a small sliver of discarded lolly too. While Hanania and his gang are enjoying their ices, Pip, one of the group's young females, is on the operating table.
Size 2. 2. She's got herself so hyped up.
Adrenaline related, I think.
Really, yeah, really hyped up and nervous.
Vet Mike Nathan is about to treat a nasty wound on her thigh.
Right.
Mike and Jeremy had a tough job sedating her for the procedure.
Now that we've got her anaesthetised, I think the problem we had with the anaesthetic was twofold. One, she was very, very stressed, and when some animals are very stressed, the adrenaline levels, everything interferes with how the anaesthetic's taken. They're fighting it all the time, so we had to top it up. Anyway, she was injured yesterday. This will be a gash with a canine almost certainly, and what's happened, although the injury is only about just over an inch, the muscle here has been slashed, and we need to freshen the edges of the muscle up, freshen the edges of this, and hopefully effect a closure on it. And so we're now cleaning. You can see another tooth mark there. She's already had antibiotics yesterday afternoon, and she's had anti-inflammatories.
Mike needs to work quickly. He doesn't want to keep Pip under too long, particularly after her earlier agitation and stress.
I'm just flushing this with sterile saline because the wound has been open, and I've now cleaned it out.
Vet nurse Emily monitors Pip's pulse rate as Mike works.
Happy?
But as Mike finishes cleaning the wound, Emily and Jeremy become concerned.
Is that you? Yeah.
Emily checks Pip's airways. Mike and Emily have trouble finding Pip's pulse.
I'm giving her the whole of her antecedent. Okay.
Concerned, Mike gives the young chimp a drug to reverse the anaesthetic.
Heart rate's gone back up. What are you doing this?
For a moment, Pip's heart rate appears to pick up. But then,
Her heart rate has just dropped. Give me some of the adrenaline that we've got out there. I'm not happy about this. Oh, bloody hell. It's in the top there. Why has she done this?
Mike tries a shot of adrenaline to get Pip's heart started again.
Pulse is there, it's all right.
Oh, good, because it wasn't a minute ago.
For a moment, it seems to work.
I feel her pulse, but... Just ventilator, okay?
But again, the team cannot find a pulse.
Jeremy, this is...
And in desperation, Mike tries CPR on Pip's chest to restart her heart.
Just ventilator between the beats, is that... Just gone. Jeremy, she's gone.
Anaesthesia is poison, and we had a anaesthetic incident when we lost Pip. The most tragic irony is that it was not a life-threatening operation that we were doing when we lost her, so that was the biggest sort of kick in the pants, if you want to put it that way, in this whole thing.
A post-mortem later revealed Pip died of a heart attack on the operating table. She had a short but happy life at the park and made friends easily with other chimps. But her closest ally was her half-brother Ben. They grew up together, and he will surely miss her.
I think we were all shocked by the tragedy that occurred with Pip and her passing, because she was such a young individual that had such a good life ahead of her and really was born into circumstances, albeit not ideal, but not tragic. So really losing Pip was a blow that was unexpected and therefore probably harder to deal with than some that we might have predicted.
Next time on Monkey Life.
There you go, Benny boy.
It's time for Ben to move and become a bachelor boy.
Hey, good boy.
And the ground-dwelling Capuchin girls are on a high.